All right, everybody, I would call the meeting to order. This is the City of Merrill Common Council meeting. It is Tuesday, November 14th, 2023, and we are in City Hall Council Chambers. I'd ask everybody to please stand for the invocation by Sister Celine and Sister Kathy of the Holy Cross Sisters and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
And we looked at your agenda and saw that it was pretty serious. So we thought you needed a double blessing. May the Lord always bless you and keep you. May God's countenance shine upon you. May you know God's compassion and mercy. May the Lord walk beside you forever. May our God look upon you with kindness. May the Lord fill your heart with much peace. May God's love be forever within you. May the Lord always bless you and keep you. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, clerk, could you please call the roll?
Mr. Russell? Mr. Kaler?
Here.
Mr. Meyer?
Here.
Ms. Firmanek?
Here.
Mr. Lupton?
Here.
Mr. Rick?
Here from Texas.
Mr. Wykes?
Present.
Mr. Sabatke?
Here.
Mr. Russell, are you on yet?
He did indicate he was calling.
Yeah, you
Yep.
did.
Okay.
Okay, we got 7 of 8 present. If Mr. Russell chimes in, I'm sure he'll let us know when he's on. Next item is public comment. Is there any public comment? Public comment? Final call for public comment. Hearing none, we'll move on to the public hearing, and this is the public hearing on the proposed 2024 budget. I'd entertain a motion to open the hearing.
So made. Second.
I have a motion and a second to open the public hearing. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The public hearing is open. Is there anybody here to speak for or against the budget? Anybody here online here to speak for or against the budget? Final call for the budget. Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
Second. I have a motion and a second to close the hearing. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The hearing is closed. We'll move on to minutes from the previous meeting.
Consider placing the minutes from the October 10th Common Council meeting on file.
Your Honor, I'll make a motion to place the minutes on file.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second to place the minutes from October 10th on file. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have revenue and expense report.
Discussion and approval of October revenue and expense reports.
Your Honor, I make a motion to approve the revenue and expense reports for October.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the October revenue and expense reports. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we'll move on to the 2024 budget.
Do you want them all read at the same time?
Kathy, do you want to go through individual, or did you want to?
Yeah, basically you have the updated budget. The exception would be that I still need to update the city capital. The police squad car is $48,000. I've missed that one and missed it in the detail, but thank Alderperson Femerek for pointing that out. It's in all the summary information, but I just didn't, only changed 2 out of 4 places, so we'll get that. The TIDs are substantially updated with the tax increment, and then the net impact of that is the general fund advances should be repaid by over $500,000 for after the end of 2024. So it's a significant fiscal change on the TIDs in terms of the actual revenues coming in.
Kathy, question. Was the advance about 2.2 million to the general
I think
fund?
the auditors had about 1.8 million, so probably close to.
So $500,000 is pretty significant.
Yeah, it's a significant change. As was at your last budget meeting, we are looking at a 2.5% tax rate change for 2024. Be happy to answer any questions.
Your Honor, I guess I would just make a note that the overall levy is decreased by $4,000 some dollars. It's just the rate increase. Is that correct, Kathy?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest challenge you have right now is the assessment ratio has now decreased to below 70%. And that is having an impact on the total tax base in terms of the assessed valuation. So having the 1/1/24 reassessment will dramatically change this a year from now.
I do have a question. It's kind of a general question, but when it comes to borrowing and deferring our borrowing for 2023, 2024, if the, today in the news today is that Moody's is downgrading the United States rates and that bonds are not being sold as readily. So how does something like that impact our ability to borrow?
Working with Ellers and Associates, basically we're looking at negotiated borrowing. It won't be unrated. And we have positive impact or positive feedback from one of our local financial institutions that's interested in loaning the city money.
Okay.
So I don't anticipate it's going to have a very dramatic impact.
Okay.
Happy to answer any questions.
Anything else for the budget?
Are we accepting motions on the budget?
It's later on.
Okay.
Well, no, at this, right, at this time.
It would be at this time, wouldn't it?
This time we will be, yep.
Isn't
At
it
this time.
spelled out right above mayor's appointments, isn't it?
That's when we vote on the ordinance. But
I'm about to say the ordinance is before mayor's appointments, and that's when we would vote to just adopt it as it
Yeah,
is.
there's no reason you can't discuss it now if you have some changes you'd like to make.
Mr. Mayor,
yes,
I make a motion that we cancel repaving of the City Hall parking lot for this year. I think there's other streets in worse shape than our parking lot. So I make the motion that we cancel it from this year's budget.
is there a second? Hearing none, that motion dies for lack of a second.
Mr. Mayor, further down the agenda, we're looking to replace a long-term employee from the street department, secretarial. I think there may be opportunities for promotion from within. And I believe that there's some departments that are overstaffed on secretarial. Therefore, I make a motion that we eliminate the secretary from the fire department. In anticipation that possibly that person could apply for the street department vacancy.
Hearing no second, that motion dies for lack of a second.
I have no more motions.
Your Honor?
Yes.
I would just like to, for comment, note that when I questioned Kathy Nerdle about how much of our budget goes for personnel. And she had replied that roughly about 73% of our overall budget goes for wages, salary, and benefits. And there are some very qualified positions that we need to have that available for. I guess my point in this is just that the community needs to be aware that we are at the point right now where we can do what we've proposed for this year, but going forward, we're going to have some very difficult decisions to make, and we are going to have to be looking at cutting services or cutting staff, and that's the reality that we're going to have to be faced with. And so citizen input is going to become very important when it comes to that. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else on the budget? Hearing none, we'll move on to general agenda items. We have employee years of service recognition.
It's Joseph Weckworth, 15 years at Parks and Recreation.
I'd like to thank Mr. Weckworth for his 15 years of employment with the city. He does a great job for the Park and Rec. Number 2.
Consider lifting the hiring freeze to replace the administrative assistant at the street department. Mayor Haas is bringing this directly to the council.
Motion to approve, Your Honor.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second to approve lifting the hiring freeze for the administrative assistant at the street department. Any discussion?
Your Honor, I realize that you just found out about this impending vacancy, but I'm wondering how, if we didn't fill it till mid-January, would that be that much of a crime down there? Because my only concern is that, can we look at maybe consolidating some of the people that we do have? I honestly don't know what if she's putting in 60 hours a week or, you know.
She's at 32, that.
32.
Okay.
What is it?
Yep, that's correct, 32 hours.
Yep. And I guess what we were trying to do was to get, right now she is probably training Dustin on what she does. And if we could get somebody hired in there fast, that she could help transition the new person in.
And if there's not, we aren't expecting overlap in employment. It's just, with the holidays, we'd like to start recruitment as soon as possible. Her last day is the 28th of December, so we'd like to, be able to fill it as soon as possible.
Are there opportunities for someone within to consider it, I guess? I guess I'm not opposed to lifting the hiring freeze, but I would, if we have the ability to fill it from within without having to add additional staff or, to consolidate in some way, I would certainly seek to do that first if we could.
Well, I think it's been, proven over the years, she's been here almost 9 years, that the position is warranted. Previous to this, Mr. Lupton, you can help me along here, but we had a parts clerk down there, but essentially doing those same duties, and that was their role. That role has definitely changed over the years. A lot more payroll, a lot more administrative duties too. If we try to fill it internally, essentially we'd be moving an employee down to a different pay grade and taking someone off the crew not doing maintenance work. So that's not something we'd be interested in doing, but
It is our city policy to post it internally for 5 days prior to advertising. I mean, that's what we're supposed to be doing if someone is qualified, so we will look at that. And anybody that is currently employed by the city will be considered for it.
Is that a fast rule that the pay grade would be downgraded, or how can we avoid that? No one's going to want to take a cut in pay.
right. Well, that's what this position is slotted at.
I'm wondering if we're talking about two different positions. I'm thinking LaDonna is saying someone in this building maybe would want to go there
Yeah, I'm thinking
versus
that.
someone coming off.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. Yep.
What are your thoughts, Alderman Lupton?
I think it needs to be filled, definitely.
Okay, there you go.
That position was a 40-hour position, and when the street department went to 410s overall, she went to 4.8s. She's very capable. She came from a construction background where she, well,
Yep.
she caught on very quick, and she had a good handle of the position.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have from the Personnel and Finance Committee.
Consider and approve the candidate for the Finance Director position. The Personnel and Finance Committee recommends approval.
Motion to approve, Your Honor.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the position. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And sub A is introduce the candidate of the Finance Director position upon approval of the council. She is here tonight, and her name is Emily Lee. Emily, did you want to step up and put you on the spot right away?
We have a spotlight that actually comes down.
Great. Well, I'm just so excited about this opportunity. I've started in public accounting about 2011. Most recently, I've been the assistant finance director with the city of Wausau. Before that, I was the finance director for the villages of Kronewetter and Plover. So I think I've got a pretty solid background in accounting and finance. And I just am really looking forward to this opportunity. I love budgeting, and so tonight was exciting for me to be here to see the budget and see your budget process. So, yeah, I just wanted to say thank you. I'm really looking forward to this opportunity.
Well, thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, we look forward to working with you, and welcome aboard.
Yep.
Moving on, Board of Public Works.
Consider and approve the high bids for city-owned property. The Board of Public Works recommends approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion?
Mr. Mayor, just at second time around for putting these properties out for bid, we took in more money than the original bid. So I want to congratulate whoever was involved in this. They not only made us some money, but returned these properties back to the tax rolls. Thank you.
And one of them has a home on them that will not be tore down, it'll be rehabbed. So that's a very good positive in my book. Marketing Communications Committee.
You have to vote on that.
Oh, I'm sorry. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Marketing Communications Committee.
Consider and approve the Midwest Communications Marketing Agreement of $29,808. The Marketing and Communications Committee recommends approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion?
Just a comment that this is a tower out by the dam.
Oh,
out by
That's
Steve-
wrong.
That's the next one.
This is,
Wrong one.
this is Marketing Communications. This is a,
Oh, okay, I'm wrong. Wrong line, sorry.
this is a contract with Midwest Communications to help with digital
I'm one ahead.
marketing.
This was, we talked about this at the last budget session, and that this is kind of fit within the budgeted amount that we had requested.
So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
No.
Next, we have City Plan.
Motion to approve.
Hold on. Let me read it.
Sorry, I had to catch up. Consider and approve the conditional use permit for Wisconsin Public Service at N 1936 Sunset Drive, Merrill, with the condition that Common Council approval is necessary prior to Wisconsin Public Service entering into a lease agreement with any third party for space on the tower. The City Planning Commission recommends approval.
No, Mr. Sabaki.
Yeah, motion to approve.
I will second his motion.
In my original comments stand that it's a tower out by the dam, and it's pretty benign for the environment, and it's going to improve communications, and also it's going to enhance if we need emergency power if some power fails in the city.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have the Health and Safety Committee.
I see a typo. Consider a change of agent for S&S Bar, Merrill Social and Sick, it should be, Benefit Society, 418 Grand Avenue, to James Hellman.
It's actually the Benevolent Society. too.
Benevolent, oh, okay, sorry, bad day. The Health and Safety Committee recommends approval.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the change of agent. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Committee reports on file.
Consider placing the following committee reports on file. Airport Commission, Board of Public Works, Committee of the Whole, Enrichment Center, Festival Grounds, Health and Safety Committee, Historic Preservation Committee, Library Board, Marketing Communications Committee, Parks and Recreation Committee, Personnel and Finance Committee, Police and Fire Commission, Transit Commission, and Redevelopment Authority.
Motion to place the reports on file.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to place the committee reports on file. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have the ordinances. Tom's been waiting all night to read these.
Yeah, absolutely. We have two ordinances this evening. The first ordinance is an ordinance by the Common Council, and this is for a first reading, adopting the 2024 City of Merrill budget and establishing the tax levy for the year 2023. The Common Council of the City of Merrill, Wisconsin does ordain as follows. Section 1, that the proposed 2024 budget of the City of Merrill, a summary of which is attached here to as Exhibit A and dated November 14th, 2023, be and is hereby adopted. Section 2, non-union compensation. Included within said budget is a 2.5% wage increase effective December 18th, 2023 for non-union employees. Tax levy. There's hereby levied a tax of $5,849,296 upon all taxable property within the City of Merrill as returned by the City Assessor in the year 2023 for the uses and purposes set forth in said budget, plus the tax incremental levies associated with the City of Merrill's tax increment finance districts 3 through number 14. Section 4, tax roll. The City of Clerk shall be and hereby is authorized to prepare a tax roll for the City of Merrill for 2023 and spread the above stated tax upon said tax roll together with tax levy amounts approved by other governmental units authorized to impose said tax levy on taxable properties within the City of Merrill. The City Clerk is further directed to sign a warrant for the collection of said tax. Section 5, expenditures. There is hereby appropriated are the receipts of the City of Merrill for the year 2023, including monies received from the property tax levy, to various funds and purposes set up in said 2024 budget. The sum of $18,333,301 is more fully set forth in said budget, exclusive of amounts budgeted for tax increment finance districts number 3 through number 14 and landfill, water, and sewer utility funds. The ordinance contains the standard severability and repeal and effective clauses.
Your Honor, do we have to make a motion to change the rules and give it a second, third reading? Okay, I'll make a motion to amend the rules and give the ordinance a second, third reading by title only.
I will second that.
I have a motion and a second to suspend the rules and give this ordinance its second and third reading by title only. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Tom?
For a second reading, this is an ordinance adopting the 2024 City of Merrill budget and establishing the tax levy for the year 2023. For a third reading, this is an ordinance adopting the 2024 City of Merrill budget and establishing the tax levy for the year 2023.
Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
I will second that.
I have a motion and a second to approve the budget. Any discussion? Budget as presented, I should say. Any discussion? Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Russell? Okay. Mr. Kaler?
Aye.
Mr. Meyer?
Aye.
Ms. Vermanek?
Aye.
Mr. Lupton?
Aye.
Mr. Rick?
Aye.
Mr. Wykes?
Aye.
Mr. Sabatky?
Aye.
7-0.
Thank you. I think that's the first time we've had a budget pass all 7-0.
Easy peasy.
First time in a long time.
Easy peasy.
Number 2, an ordinances.
For a first reading, this is an ordinance recommended by the would be recommended by the Common Council, amending Chapter 38, Division 2, Section 38-149, sewer service charges. The ordinance, excuse me, is a copy of the ordinance currently in place, except for the total cost of operation, maintenance, and replacement for the capital areas are effective as follows. January 1st of each year, 2024 through 2028, are then reflected on various sizes as listed in the ordinance, which is printed. and subject, and available here is ranging from 5/8 inches or 3/4 inches to 12 inches, as well as setting forth quarterly charges. Also changed our surcharge rates for 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, and 2028. As listed on the ordinance also contains a standard severability and repeal and effective clauses.
Your Honor, make a motion to suspend the rules and give the ordinance a second and third reading by title only.
I will second.
I have a motion and a second to suspend the rules and give it this ordinance its second and third reading by title only. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you,
Tom?
and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. For a second reading, this is an ordinance amending Chapter 38, Division 2, Section 38-149 sewer service charges. For a third reading, this is an ordinance amending Chapter 38, Division 2, Section 38-149 sewer service charges.
Make a motion to approve.
A second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the ordinance. Any discussion? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Meyer?
Aye.
Ms. Firmanek?
Aye.
Mr. Lupton?
Aye.
Mr. Rick?
Aye.
Mr. Wykes?
Aye.
Mr. Sabatky?
Aye.
Mr. Kaler?
Aye.
7-0.
Thank you. Next, we have mayor's appointments.
Nathan Meyer to the Tourism Commission, term to expire 5/1/2024, replacing Rick Blake.
Your Honor, I'll make a motion to appoint the alderman of the 3rd District to the Tourism Commission.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second to approve the mayor's appointments. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have mayor's communications. First, I want to, with the upcoming deer hunting season, I wish everybody a safe and successful hunt, and I wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. We also have, City of Merrill is looking for transit drivers. If you know anybody or that's interested, please let us know. November 17th, December 1st, and December 8th at the library, we have Wiggle, Giggle, and Shake from 10:30 to 11:30. November 22nd, from 1 to 3:30, we have a Critics' Choice movie at the library. November 25th is Shop Small, Shop Local Day. November 29th at the library is Family Story Time. December 2nd is the Christmas Parade and the Park Lane Luminary. And December 2nd and 3rd is the O Tannenbaum Tour at St. Stephen's Church. December 5th is Gingerbread Edible House Craft at TB Scott Library. December 9th is Craft and Vendor Sale at Lesson Jim's, and December 13th is the Tour of Lights. And I want to remind everybody that May 18th, let's look forward to spring a little bit here, that we were going to have the first time ever food truck palooza at the fairgrounds. So that's hopefully be a great event. That's all I have, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
To adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.